As we sit here at the Last Supper, we must thank the Lord and take pause.
Jesus, what's the matter? Have we let you down?
He was betrayed by Judas Anthony. Shalom and Agizadich.
No, it was the magazine Jews. They want to put him on a cross.
Shut up! This is serious. Jesus is upset.
What are you, crazy? Is a goddamn sushi no good?
Jesus, are you angry porque no traje arroz con pollo?
Hey, I don't know how to have any Latino disciples. Pass me the wine.
Shut up, you idiots! It's time for the Heavy Metal Show! Yeah!
Welcome back to After Hours. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm joined, as always, by my cohort in crime, John Romano, on this beautiful August 4th, 2020 afternoon. And it's nice to have no Whack Packers with us, but they will be joining us later, as always. So stay. Valentino's back this week. I think Jimmy the Bull's back, full force. And he, remember, last week he had a problem.
He did. Well, he had a problem connecting.
No, last week he had the kidney stone, don't you remember?
I had to leave. That's right.
Oh, yeah. He had 2 kidney stones that he wound up passing. Unfortunately, he sent me a picture of them, and I really, it kind of grossed me out. But he went nuts in the hospital, evidently. He was tearing apart the emergency room, and they were trying to talk him down, and he was at the Veterans Hospital. So I guess they're used to dealing with people that sometimes they'll lose their cool. And he wouldn't let them put an IV in his arm, and he was dehydrated, and if you're dehydrated, passing a kidney stone is almost impossible.
It's completely impossible.
So they were trying to talk some logic, and he must have just been out of his mind. So
he must have hurt. He must have been in pain.
He was. He said it was very painful.
Yeah.
So.
Remember when Blackman had it? He was walking around with the strainer. He was pissing in the strainer. Yeah, I gotta find it. Yeah.
Blackman had bad kidney stones, right?
Yeah,
a couple times.
Yeah, and here's a guy who drank a teaspoon of water every 3 days.
Well, that's why he probably had them.
Yeah, of course.
Remember, he blamed that. Didn't he blame one of those companies that was giving him free new protein or something like that? That he got kidney stones for?
Calcium in there. That's right. He did. He tried to blame the protein.
What was it, Nature's Way or one of those those companies? He was
spiking. It's
too much calcium. They put calcium in there. I don't know why they put calcium in there.
Wow. Yeah, and he was walking around with that strainer. It was hysterical. That was bad.
Yeah, from what I understand, and like I said, my friend Charlie Arms, is probably the toughest guy I know. He said it's the worst pain he's ever experienced. He said, I've had teeth drilled with no Novocaine. He goes, it's not even close to that pain. I said, wow, well, that's a lot of pain. I said, then.
Yeah, it is. Damn, that's bad.
Yeah. So what's your take on this whole I think someone from Luke Sandoe's family posted on Instagram this past week saying that trying to correct a commonly acknowledged cause of death that was suicide. Because a lot of people, from what I heard, it was suicide. Unfortunately, we lost a really good guy, and now they came out and they posted that it wasn't, that it was a heart attack or something like that. And it's kind of weird that it's somebody what is it, a couple months later? When did Luke die? It's a while, right?
A couple months now.
It's kind of weird that they're coming out all of a sudden. I don't know. What's your take on the whole thing? You usually have a good read on these things.
Oh, these detail questions are the things that Tyler, the creator, should be looking up for us.
I just pulled up the post.
Yeah.
By the way, Tyler, the creator, missed his flight from Minnesota, so I'm Dave, the creator today.
Dave, the creator. Okay, then I take that back. So it's a rather large disparity. Heart attack, suicide. Very conflicting. I know your sources were extremely tight.
Yeah.
So
they seem to be, at least.
Yeah. Person that was there. So why the family would be doing that is probably a couple of reasons I could think of. One, obviously the most obvious is to save face, I suppose.
I thought they wanted to make it almost like give some suicide awareness. That's what it seemed like was coming out right off the bat. Which was great,
Yeah. You would think, suicide is a big cause of death in America.
Especially in young people, right?
I think a veteran kills himself every 20 minutes in America,
Yeah.
It's bad. So I thought suicide awareness, depression, bipolar, or whatever it would have been, awareness would have been a very positive way for him to have left. But to now conflict that months later with this heart attack thing, it's kind of curious, and I just can't really understand why the family would do that. And is this supported by an autopsy report? I mean, do we have that?
That's the weird thing. That's the weird thing. The last thing they wrote on this post was, please, we ask all of you to look after yourselves. This should be even more relevant with the knowledge that we lost Luke to heart failure, not suicide. Now, let's read into this a little bit, because that's what we do, right? What if he had heart failure, or he was experiencing heart issues, and maybe the doctors told him, hey, you really can't bodybuild, you're gonna have to lose weight. He was so depressed over that he killed himself. Is that a possible scenario? So that theoretically, maybe the heart failure might have ultimately been the real reason, that he, that led to what transpired. But you know what I mean? There could have been both things going on at the same time, is what I'm saying.
Well,
one causing the depression of the other, because Luke admittedly was depressed. He was on Fuad Abiyad's show, and they talked about the fact that he was, seeking, help and trying to get medication for his depression, but he couldn't get to the hospital because of the whole COVID thing. They weren't seeing patients. And so is it possible one thing, John, led to the other?
Well, certainly that's possible. The question then becomes the manner in which he created a cardiac event that was lethal. I mean, but autopsy is going to show, obviously, he's a bodybuilder, he's going to show a certain amount of cardiomyopathy. So they could blame that. Maybe that's where that's coming from.
Well, I'm just wondering, what I'm saying is maybe he was in heart failure, or maybe, there's different levels of this. If you have like congestive heart failure, it doesn't mean you're dying tomorrow. It just means your heart is under strain, and maybe being that big is not good for it. And once again, this is total speculation here. I'm just trying to figure out why this came out like this. You tell a bodybuilder in the midst of after placing third at the Arnold Classic and in the midst of his, potentially becoming a Mr. Olympia, you can't do this anymore because your heart can't handle it. It's a depressing thought. It's a depressing reality, and for people who can't deal with maybe something that severe emotionally because they have to alter who they are and change some people that's unacceptable. I don't want to be alive. They in their head, they think that, even though it's a warped way of thinking. But I can understand, you take away, everything that this person has become identity-wise, and maybe that is a reason you get suicidal,
Well, I think there also exists a perfect storm of conditions that could have exacerbated some kind of ideology, suicidal ideology at the moment. I mean, you've got the COVID thing, the gyms are closed, the contests are being canceled. So, all this stuff is piling up, and then he gets potentially speculatively gets the news that, his heart condition is requiring him to step away from competing altogether, when he sees maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel and I got one more shot, and then they get the rug pulled out. And to the family, this is all speculation.
Yeah, of course.
Disrespect. We just want to try to figure out what happened to one of our brothers as well.
Yeah. And this is like a guy that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say a bad thing about.
Oh, no. So, I mean, this hurts the whole industry, and we just, we want to know why. So the question then becomes, is if there was an underlying heart condition, what did he do to facilitate his own death that you could attribute to his heart condition? I mean, are we talking about insulin overdose here? Are we talking about, cardiac strain? What could he have done?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. That would have facilitated a cardiac event that would have killed him, enough to the degree that the family would say that the cause of death originally reported is not true.
All right, now here's another part of the statement that I want you to analyze, because you're a good analyzer. They said Luke was an upcoming star expected by many to become Mr. Olympia in the coming years. The bodybuilding industry is an enormously successful and financially rewarding one. In other sports, it is a requirement that athletes maintain exceptional health and that the promoters, sponsors, and organizers actively assist in this. However, we have found no evidence of this. It has become immensely disappointing to come to the realization that Luke was perhaps a little more than a business opportunity. So who were they referring to, do you think, in this respect? I mean,
clearly they're referring to the federation.
Is it the federation? And
if you're going to accept the analogy to other sports that
right.
those are people contend with their players' health, which you really can't make that as a valid comparison, because you're talking about individual privateers competing among other privateers. This is not a team sport.
Yeah.
NASCAR doesn't pay any attention to NASCAR drivers' health. They're just expected to take care of themselves. And I think bodybuilding, because of its inherent dependency on chemicals and the knowledge of how to use them, becomes a little more suspect when these things happen. But I can't imagine you could in any way, shape, or form conflate Luke Sandoe with any kind of business arrangement that was going to profit the federation off of his back and not reward him. I don't see that happening. I don't think any Mr. Olympia would contend that that's what happened to them. So I don't know where that's coming from. I think this is really unfortunate, because if Luke did kill himself, it behooves all of us to know why, and maybe it could prevent one of us from or enable one of us who knows somebody else that's exhibiting the exact same stuff to go over somebody's house one night, knock on the door, and say, "Yo, bro, you okay, man? Let's sit down and have a beer." I think these things can be avoided if you know really what happened. I just can't see with what's been posted how the family is now months later denouncing the suicide cause of death and inserting heart disease.
Well, now here's another thing. I mean, they wrote on the original part of the post, Luke's unexpected death sent shockwaves throughout the bodybuilding fraternity. No official cause of death was released, which resulted in unfounded speculation and rumor. We can only assume this was the reason for the inaccurate posts purporting to know how Luke lost his life. Such post discussions and comments have caused us additional and unnecessary suffering. So, I mean, do you think that they just got the autopsy report back? I mean, is that why you think this was posted now, and that's why it's being listed yet? Or, I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to say, and obviously only the family really knows. And I guess it's disrespectful, but it's at the same time, he was a public figure, and so people just want to know. And there was so many fans who just loved him. So everyone wants just an answer, I'm sure, as much as the family does.
Well, plus he's one of us.
Yeah.
We all do the same thing. So if you just died of it, we need to know why, how, what you do. I mean, that's just part of the deal of being among us.
It took a long time for them to release this statement too. I mean, when Dallas McCarver died, we had a cause of death, right? Like a week later, I think.
Yeah, and autopsy results take less than a week, usually a couple of days, unless it's a toxicology report, contained therein, which might take another, few days or a week. Right. But this is months later, and that's just. I have no explanation for it. No one's calling me up and saying, "Hey, man, this is what happened."
Yeah,
I'm speculating purely on what's in front of me. You had a very much closer contact to someone close to him, and that's what they told you. So why now? The question is going to be running around our whole industry. Why now, months later, is the family changing the story,
or at least releasing the story,
releasing the story?
They were upset with the initial story, because it wasn't accurate. I would have, made a statement right away. I mean, right? Sure. I mean, they could have given me the statement. I would have read it on the air. I mean, I've done it unfortunately for too many other, bodybuilders that have passed. Their families have contact. I mean, I still talk to Rich Piana's mom. I mean, all the time. So, it's it's sad, but obviously this was the anniversary of his birthday, I guess, recently. He would have been 32, which is a shame. And how come, a lot of celebrities, John, and both Hollywood and sports, a lot of people die at 32, 33. You notice that? It's like a kind of an eerie age, like that people do. The Belushi died at 33. I think Farley died at 33. What do you think there is about like that 32, 33 age thing? Is it like, is it like people who live too hard and it kind of catches up to them? Derek Anthony was in that 31, 32, year.
32.
Yeah. I think he was 31, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Belushi was doing speedballs in the freaking...
Right, that's a different story, right, exactly.
So, I mean, that's living life a little hard. So, yeah, it kind of seems like if 30, 35 was the original lifespan of man back in the day. You can just say
years ago,
after natural life, the ones who make it to 80 are bucking the system. So, and I think it's one of those things my dad used to tell me, look, if you make it to 30, you're probably going to make it to 50. If you make it to 50, you're probably going to make it to 60. And if you make it to 60, you're probably making it to 80. So,
I guess you're making it to 80 then. That's good.
Maybe I still got a few months to go. But I don't know where he got that logic from, but it seemed it worked for him, worked for your
probably
dad.
The statistics are out there, I'm sure, right? And he was a physician.
Sal, my dad, I mean, they were boy. Well, how old was Sal? 84?
88.
88? My dad at 84. So, they made it, they won.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys do, the thing about, you got to look at it this way. About 280,000 people die a day.
Right.
In America.
It's a lot of people.
So, we're bound to know a few of them here and there. I mean, and you think about it, that seems like an awfully big number, 280,000 people, maybe 180,000, but it's one of the two. Either way, it's a big number, okay? So you would think with the number being that big, it sort of gives perspective to how many people 330 million are living in the country, because if we're losing over 100,000, 200,000 a day, I don't know. Did you hear of anybody dying in the last week? I mean,
I guess I understand what you're saying. It also means that the funeral business is booming.
Well, it's inevitable. I mean, you got to do something with people. We're going to die. Yeah. So, it's a great business to get into because you have
the wedding business and the funeral business. You can't go wrong with it. People. Lawyers. Yeah, because the lawyers facilitate all that. That's why.
Exactly. So yeah. I don't know, man. It's sometimes people get. It's like these Joe Biden moments, you just forget everything around you, and you go, "What the fuck am I doing?" Right. So I don't know.
On a better note, on a feel good note. I'm going to be actually. I should get you to help interview this guy. I don't know. Did you see the guy who won the NPC men's open bodybuilding and classic physique overall in Tampa?
No.
Have you seen this guy?
I did not. I'm only paying attention to Hunter Labrada.
No, we'll talk about Hunter in a second. We already did that. This is way more impressive than Hunter Labrada. This guy, he's awesome.
The 4'2" guy. It looks like Dean Tornabene.
Yeah, Hector's 4'5". He's from Puerto Rico, so I don't know how good his English is, but I'm gonna get him on and interview him, and so I think maybe I should get you just in case.
I could translate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In case there's a lost in translation type thing, but he's awesome. This guy was told by doctors like John that he would never be able to walk, that he should get a wheelchair, that he shouldn't work out because he got brittle bones. And he just said "F you," basically.
Yeah, look at that.
And he's got to be the most proportioned 4'5" guy I've ever seen, right?
I mean, yeah, he's teetering on a dwarf right there. I mean, so
he definitely has. He has some kind of dysplasia, syndrome.
You can see it in his quad, but he looks really good. I mean, he looks. I mean,
wait till I show you. I'll show you some of the shots on his Instagram. I mean, he's got really good symmetry. Look at this calf.
I'd like to see a pose down between him and Flavio Baccanini.
Yeah, I got news to you. Flavio looks like Lou Ferrigno compared to this guy. look at him. Here's him with Angela De Bottini. Look, wow. They're on their knees, and they're almost bigger than him. But he's great.
He looks good. Look at his calves. He's got
He's
everything.
unbelievable.
Yeah, he's just
Blackman can sign him. Look at
a waist.
Look at that. You got to see. Wait, when I show you this picture of him next to Brandon Curry, you're going to think Brandon Curry is Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh,
Let me see if
Blackman would hang him off his rearview mirror.
Hold on, where the hell's that picture with the Brandon Curry? There's a picture. Oh, here it is. Look at that. Brandon looks like Shaquille O'Neal, right?
Looks like his dad.
Hey, looks like Shaq. So tall.
I mean, the fact that he's wearing a plaid suit also makes him look 3 times bigger.
Yeah. Can you imagine Shaq was in that picture too? How funny that would be. I think Shaq's foot it might be bigger than him. But this guy is proportioned. Look at this. Look at this shot.
He's very proportioned.
Look at that shot.
Look at that, his waist.
Yeah, he's got good structure.
He looks 5'3" there.
Yeah. Yeah, John's like it's at least 5'3" there. Look at this shot.
Wow.
Blackman would definitely give him a contract. It was back in the day. Anyway, congratulations. I love to see feel good stories like that because you know what? There's not enough feel good stories out there. Oh, I think John's stuck. I think we got him. John is frozen there. Let's hopefully see if we can get him back here. So, look, there's so much craziness in the world going on right now that it's almost like I want to see goodwill stories coming out. I love to see the Hunter Labrada story, which John and I will talk about in a few minutes. I love to see this guy's story. I hate to see terrible stuff come out, because it's depressing enough what's going on in the world that we can't communicate with each other. But, at least when we have stories like this, feel good stories, I mean, that it makes it all worth it. It makes it like, well, all right, you know what? We're not so bad after all. We got some good stuff going on. The Olympia is still planned, for the end of the year. That's great. New York Pro seems to be, going to go off this year. Although I think if you're coming from Florida, you have to quarantine for 14 days. There's some crazy laws. The thing I feel bad about is that the international competitors can't come in. All right, there you are, John. I was just saying how it's a shame that like international guys can't come and compete now because they can't get into the U.S. There's all these quarantines and restricting flights and everything like that. But Logan's here.
All right, get
Logan.
Logan.
John Romano here. Come here.
Come on, little
Come on. All right. Here's my big boy.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
He's discovered FaceTime. He knows he FaceTimes grandma all day long, even when she's in the same house as him. Right, Logan?
What's that video? Who's on that tape?
Who's on which tape?
What's he got there in his tape?
He's got my old phone, so it's like a clone of my phone, basically. So every time it rings, he answers it now. Oh, there's Mr. G.
Hey, what's up, guy? I got a brand new phone. Hey, who's this little guy here?
This is Logan Palumbo.
It's the boss.
Logan. The famous Logan.
Logan, shut the FaceTime.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
Hey, Logan, I hear you. Logan, you like werewolves?
He loves werewolves. Can you give a howl, Mr. G? Do a werewolf howl?
Yeah, do the werewolf howl.
All right. It's a pirate werewolf.
Oh, you can't hear. Hold on. Wait. Here, I got to give me an earplug here. Hold on. All right, do it now.
No wonder he's not answering us.
Wonderful.
Do your werewolf.
Protein.
How about you?
Hey.
He's into aliens now. He's off of werewolves. He's onto aliens.
Aliens are way better than werewolves.
Go play with grandma. Now
I gotta change my character now.
I gotta do a show. Here, take this.
Daddy, put this on here.
All right, I gotta put this on here for him. This is what happens when you have kids.
Hey, Dave, complete chaos, just like life.
Yep. Here.
Okay.
All right.
I want Mr. J to see this.
You want Mr. G to see this, he said? All right. He wants to show you his phone and his self-stick here. Did you like Mr. G's cookies? You ate his cookies. Oh, yeah. You had the Oreo cookie ones?
Yep, I did.
You did. All right, he liked them. He said he liked them.
Oh,
All right.
oh, you did awesome.
All right, go play with Grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah, Mr. J, I got the cookies. They were great.
Thank you. I got more. I got other things. The issue is it's so hot now. You know, like we do the ones that we. Well, it's most companies don't do chocolate. I mean, any chocolate dipped or anything now, like Melamars and stuff. You can't get them during. Oh, look, John left.
What happened? Yeah, he dropped off. Yeah.
Like Melamars that they sell in the stores, you know, during the summer you can't get them. Or the chocolate dip, like
what's the filling, the Oreo filling you have in there in the cookies?
The Oreo filling is a grass-fed butter, the Kerrygold butter we use.
Yeah.
With powdered sugar and the species vanilla whey protein in there.
I think it's too thick. I think you should make it thinner. I mean, you mean? Love it. I don't think you need such a thick layer of it. Make it like
that's
an Oreo.
Yeah, I can make it. I can make it as thin, as thick as I want. You know,
you should actually use the Protolized pudding protein in that.
You want me?
It'll be thicker. It'll be thicker, and you probably won't need to put as much sugar in there either. Oh, here he is. He's back. Hold on.
You want me to put that in?
Yeah, use the try the Protolize and with the for the filling for the Oreo vanilla stuff in there.
Yeah, but what happens if I use that? If you use that, then the powdered sugar is real. It has a lot of air volume to it.
Yeah,
and that's what gives it the volume. If I use that, it's going to be.
You can still use sugar, but I think it's better than the whey isolate because I think you're going to get it's going to be thicker and you don't have to use as much. I think it's too much in there. You're probably spending. Mr. G doesn't spare any expense making these cookies. I bet they're pretty expensive because that filling there's a lot of that filling in there. I don't think you need as much.
All right. I mean, look, I'm trying to make a high grade. It's a high grade.
I mean, know because I don't get any samples, so I have no idea what you're talking about or how I could help and use.
John, can't you call your people down there in Mexico and get a few guys to move up here to start baking for Mr. G?
I could help them immensely, but you know, I'm sure
I only hire American citizens. If they're American citizens, then they work. It's not not that they're not good workers, but I want America.
That's all, George.
I see him take the subject over the inevitable uncomfortableness of the situation here that he knows that he's not sending me any cookies. And no valid excuse.
All right, John, I'll
no, wait. Now here you are. Here you are with an issue. Okay, I have 50 years of culinary experience in my cachet that you could have free access to anywhere you want because you're my brother, and you know I could help you out here, but you know you're not sending me any cookies, so I have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
Oh, it's Jimmy the Bone.
I was good. I'll send. The only reason why.
Because I know they're on the racks, they're cooling. That's why you haven't sent them.
No, I got. I'm fulfilling.
Hold on,
I'm fulfilling the other orders.
All right, you fill his order. He'll hold his breath while you send those orders, Mr. G. All right, Jimmy,
I'll send it to him.
Before we lose Jimmy, because we always have him for like 5 minutes. I got to hear the story about the emergency room.
Come on, Jimmy. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, rant. Tell us the rant at the hospital.
First of all, is the kidney stones have passed, correct?
Yes. So what happened was, first of all, I want to thank everybody because you posted that on, I don't know, the media somehow, right? So I was getting phone calls at my house, saying, I hope you're all right, Texas. Jimmy, I'm like, well, how the hell does everybody know I had fucking kidney stones, right? And I'm getting, this, all my friends are like, so one of my friends said, I said, he said Dave posted it on the show, So then I was getting a lot of comments on your post, and I just want to, I really want to say thank you to everybody because I was touched by all the people concerned about me in the hospital, with the stones. So that was very nice. I have to say, it touched my heart.
We have very good.
So I got your shirt on, Dave. It's coming in the mail, brother.
Jim? Okay.
Coming in
Jimmy, I had no idea.
The whole thing here, I got the. Jimmy the Bull on it and everything. I got
hold on, stand up. I can't see it. You're too fast. Let me see it again.
Yeah.
It says hit the gym, musclemobster.com. Jimmy the Bull.
Jimmy the Bull.
Yeah. Now, did your brother? Did his brother make that?
Bobby Hung. Yeah, I got I put some hats together. I'm not a hat guy, but I got the hats coming. You know, different colors and black, and on the
very
back
nice.
Front, so it's all about muscle mobster and my straps, the whole thing. So it's coming soon. It's going to come soon.
Now, Jimmy, I had no idea.
My appreciation to you, Dave, is I'm going to send you a couple of shirts.
All right, I'll wear them.
What was that?
I had no idea.
I'll wear them.
Hey, can you guys see me?
No, we can't see. We can hear you though.
Jimmy.
Yeah, no, they're nice. They're gilded shirts. They're nice, man.
Do you hear me?
You had no idea what?
I had no idea you went through it.
I can't hear you like you're going in and out.
How come we can hear? Everyone else can hear John fine.
What's that? Let's see.
I had no idea he was going through this kid.
I can't see shit. I mean, I see him, but I don't hear.
Greg, we can't see you.
Hold on. Let's get Greg's problem settled. Jimmy, hold on one second. Greg, you got to turn the little camera icon.
We go through this every week,
every single time. You can never do it.
Where's your girl?
Is that it?
Lucia.
Something popped up on the screen, but it's not you. That's for sure. It looks like it's like a circle.
And tonight, it's a cartoon of him in the middle.
I don't fucking see this shit. Wait a minute now.
What about you grumpy old men we are?
Jimmy, would you give us your phone now?
So I can't hear
while Greg's getting his camera going,
can you, Dave, Mr. G? I can't hear John. I can't hear G. I only hear you, Greg.
Oh, are you kidding? It's just me and you now?
The two of them only are into the only conversation.
Every fucking time.
Oh, you know what? All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Jimmy, I'm gonna kick you out of the studio. You re-sign in. I'll kick him out. He's gonna.
We ought to record. We ought to send a recording of this to StreamYard.
Yeah.
This is how your fucked up system works. Okay, we go through this every fucking week. This same guy can't sign. This same guy can't hear nothing. It's not us.
It's got to be them. It's got to be the two of them. Believe me.
Greg is using 34-year-old technology.
This is his girlfriend's phone, though.
Okay.
No, this is my laptop. We can't get it on the phone.
Do you actually have a webcam on your laptop?
Yeah, I got a good webcam. It's the one I use all the time.
What I'm going to do is this is what I'm going to do, Greg. I'm going to kick you out of here, and when you re-sign in, make sure you choose the right webcam. You actually have an option before you actually sign in.
Okay.
You probably picked the wrong webcam, or you didn't pick any webcam. All right, we got rid of them. All right, they'll come back. So, Mr. G, can you turn your camera sideways, Mr. G, so you're like the rest of us? Thank you.
Yeah, we got a big.
I'm all about symmetry. I'm all about symmetry.
Yes. Yeah, we had the storm yesterday. You got it today. Uneventful.
We had nothing on the West Coast here. That was good.
My pool is full of leaves, though. I got to clean that out in a minute.
Yeah, all the electric's out right now.
Oh, you don't have electricity?
No, I'm at the train station waiting for Sean.
Oh,
he can't. Okay. But the waves are gonna be huge. They're gonna be huge tomorrow.
Now you sound like you're in a tin can.
I do.
Oh my God.
Can you hear us now?
I hear you only.
Only me.
Only
Jimmy.
you. I see John doing all that shit.
Turn the phone
all I see
sideways.
is you. And I got the app is beautiful. It came up. I see everybody, but all I hear is
Turn
you.
the phone sideways,
Turn the
Jimmy.
phone sideways.
Sideways?
Yeah. Did you hear John say that to you?
No, I saw him. He just did the hand motion,
Why is it only you and Greg have problems with this, and even Mr. G has no problem with this?
You gave me you gave me the app. I hit on the app. It came on beautifully. It had no problem. But the sound's messed up. I don't know. I first when Greg tried to get
it's not messed up
on,
because you can obviously hear me, no problem.
I hear you, no problem.
All right, can you just tell you don't have to hear them. Can we hear? Oh, let's get Greg in here.
Can you see me?
Yes, Greg.
Good job.
Hey,
Greg.
Half the show we spent trying to get everyone hooked in. All right, here we go. Jimmy's going to tell the story now about what happened with his kidney stones.
Yeah.
Right.
Give us the whole story.
So the whole story was, I basically get these fucking things like every year, Dave. I don't understand it. It's like
I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, like the last 4 years, I don't understand it. So every time I go,
what's your question? Oh, now we lost him.
How much water do you drink a day?
How much
Well, that's
water
the
you
thing.
drink?
See, John, I'm not really a.
Now he hears you, John,
Me?
obviously. he
Yeah,
just
now I
gave
hear
in.
John,
He
yeah,
answered
he
you.
just came in.
Meanwhile, I couldn't hear you before, right?
Steve Bleckman would say it's
No.
not the water. It's vitamin C.
Says the man who walks around with a strainer peeing in it every fucking hour. Bleckman carries around a little strainer in his bag. And
Paul just knocks me out.
No, I didn't.
when he's got
Jimmy, I hear you. I don't see you though.
Yeah, we lost your audio feed,
Oh,
your video feed.
really?
Yeah, your video disappeared. It was
Come
fine,
on,
and then
you kidding
disappeared.
You must have hit it with a stone.
I don't see him now.
All right, I'll kick you out again. You come back in.
Jesus Christ.
I'll kick you out again. Here we go.
Wait, can I say something?
Yes.
While you
I was in Seaside Heights, George. I was going to call you, but I didn't have much time. I had to go in and go out. I stopped at a gas station, and if a guy named Mike at Speedway, I think it's called, was like, "Oh my God, holy shit!" Was freaking out. He goes, "I love you guys. I watch the After Hours show all the time. Were you here with Mr. G?" And I said, "No, I didn't have time because I only went down there to get my niece and come back." You know what I mean? I was with my girlfriend. And he's like, "Oh, fuck, I watched that RX After Hours show." So Mike at Speedway in Tom's River.
There you go.
There you go.
Mike!
He loves all
George
of
probably
us.
had his
Mike,
potato
all
chips
you
in that
guys.
gas station. I'm sure of it.
Yep.
What's that?
George probably was selling the potato chips in that gas station, right?
George, it was right up the
You know where
street
they are now? They're
Where?
selling them in Bakersfield. A Chevron in Bakersfield. We just shipped it.
You
out.
sound like the
They carry
Borg
the whole thing.
from Star Trek.
It sounds like a teacher. And
Yeah.
I'm kicking you out of the studio, George. Come back in because he's.
All right,
now
am I still here?
I'm telling you,
you're
you got
still
to
here.
send this tape to StreamYard. You got to do it.
I don't think
Well, I'll
that's
tell you-
the problem. I never have
Dude,
problems with
hey.
other guests.
I got another thing to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm in fucking Walmart down there, and some fucking guy stands at the top of the aisle. It's the second time this has happened to me. I'm in the middle of the aisle. Some guy stands at the top of the aisle, and he goes, "Hey!" like this, and I turn and look, and he goes, "Your nose," because I have a face mask, right? And it's a flag face mask, and sometimes it's loose,
Right.
So sometimes my nose doesn't come all the way out like this,
Yeah.
but it'll be like loose. So he goes to me, "Get your fucking mask on." He goes,
Oh
"Your
wow.
right?" And I said to him, "Who the fuck are you talking to, bro?" And he goes to me, "Your nose is hanging out your mask." And I said, "Listen, I don't have no coronavirus." I told him. And he goes, "Yeah, nobody's got coronavirus. It's all a hoax." He goes, "You must be a fucking Trump supporter, goddammit."
Oh.
So I got pissed.
Really?
I swear, my girlfriend will tell you. So I started fucking running after him. He got all scared and he ran down the next aisle, right? And I go, "Oh, fuck it." Now there's all black people. And I'm like, "Fuck Trump. Fuck the Democrats. Not Trump." I said, "Fuck Joe Biden. He's a fucking dead body. I fucking support Trump. Fuck you. You saw the flag mask, because that's all he had. He had the balls because he saw that flag mask."
Oh, because you had like an American flag on your face?
Yeah, but
Okay.
who the fuck is he? It's different
Right.
if the store comes up to you and says, "Excuse me, sir, your
Right.
mask, could you just put that up?" But I don't need no customer. And the way he did it all nasty and like a coward, he waited till I was in the middle of the aisle and he
Right.
was at the top of the aisle.
So when you ran after him, what did he do?
He ran away. I was like starting to snap, you know what I mean? I was ready to start pulling fucking cans off the aisle and throw them at him and shit. I was getting really mad. My girlfriend calmed me down. But the people were laughing because I kept saying, Joe Biden's a dead body. Nobody should fucking vote for. I was freaking because I didn't like that. I don't like a coward, bro. I hate a coward.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Well, I'm surprised he
You
said
know,
it to you in person. He probably wanted you to push him so he could sue him.
Yeah, but I was fucking
So you can
20.
sue him.
At
He can
least
sue you,
25. He was at the top of the aisle. I was in the middle of the aisle.
Right.
But wait, dude, you really changed. He must have saw me going around the aisles. You really say, but just because the nose, it was like kind of hanging a little bit like that.
These people are nuts. That's the same person, Greg, that will, during Nazi Germany would have turned you into the Gestapo.
Yeah.
You're right. That's the problem today. I just saw a lady on the fucking.
I would have turned them in
on the
too.
news. Dude, I just saw a lady on the news took a cup of hot coffee and threw it in the guy's face because he didn't have a mask on.
What? People
Yeah,
are crazy.
Google it. It's all over the fucking.
This
Greg,
world
I
is
did that in
changed
7-Eleven
permanently.
too, Greg. Same thing. I did 7-Eleven. I walked to
What?
7-Eleven. I was in the truck. I forgot the mask. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
instead of turning around and walking all the way back to the truck, I said, fuck it. I'll just go buy a mask into the 7-Eleven while I'm there. Fucking
Right.
no big deal. You open the door, the counter's right there, 2-3 feet away. I go in there. I get the mask. I'm online behind this lady. I don't know if I tell you the story, Dave. And all of a sudden, the lady, she's got the, the fucking filter mask on, the fucking oven gloves, and she's
Oven gloves.
No, I'm not kidding. Yeah, they were up to here. The fucking. And I'm standing at 7-Eleven going, all right. She's a little fucked up with the virus. I understand. All of a sudden, she puts her credit card in the thing, and she hits the fucking number like this. She hits the number and then backs away like that, and then comes back, hits the number again and backs away. Hits the number and backs away. And I'm looking at her. I'm going, what the fuck is this lady doing? I says, ma'am, what's wrong, ma'am? Look at you. She said, no mask, no gloves. You're all over the place. Look, you're a disgrace. I said, well, take it easy. Calm down. I said, I got a mask right here. I'm purchasing the fucking mask. See the mask here? I said, you're not going to get the virus in 3 seconds, lady. And she ran out the fucking door. I put the mask. I go around the other side. I'm making my coffee, and now I'm starting to burn up now because I can't take this fucking virus. Look what the virus is doing to me. Look what the virus is doing to me. Look at the corner of my office. I'm getting fucked up over this fucking virus. Look at the fuck I'm doing. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look.
How much toilet paper do you need?
That's a fucked up one. I don't need a lot of toilet paper, but I'm getting fucking whacked out myself. Every time I go to the supermarket, I gotta buy another fucking roll of paper towels on the fucking scotch ass paper. All this, I got it piled up because I'm fucking losing my mind. So now I'm making the coffee on the other side of the counter, and the fucking all of a sudden I just started losing it, Greg. Right? I'm going, this. I'm making my coffee. I'm going, this is. It was like 8-9 guys in the store, all like union workers and shit, So I turn around and I go, you know what? This is bullshit. I said, this mask is bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. I said, you're all shit. Every fucking one of you is looking at you. You're pathetic. And everybody just put their fucking head down and it was nobody was saying words. And I was fucking losing it at the coffee machine, man. So I finally went around, everybody.
Yeah, when I snapped, they were laughing. They were laughing. There was black people, crazy people in the store, and they were laughing. They were like, yeah, because I couldn't stop. I snapped, bro. I was like, fucking Joe Biden's a dead body. Nobody should vote for that motherfucker.
Yeah, nobody was laughing though when I was doing it because I was fucking turning red, man. Spit was coming out of my mouth. I was like so fucking aggravated. I was so scared.
John, that was the beginning of the kidney stone, probably.
That's got me mental. Look, I even got my motorcycle fucking cap on top of it.
Now I know where to go if I got to take.
He broke the camera. I think he got so great.
Two things. I'm going to squeeze a word in here. 2 things. Yeah. Dave, send him some Fiberlize because that fucking toilet paper, that much would last.
Yeah.
Years. 10 years.
Yeah. I just lost my fucking electric.
The second thing is, I'm on my motorcycle the other day. And
Look at this shit.
Hold on, Jimmy, hold on.
I'm on my motorcycle the other day. I'm stopped at a light. I look to the car next to me. There's a lady with a mask on. She's in the car by herself. Windows are rolled up. It's 300 degrees out. The windows are rolled up. She's in the car. She's got the mask on and the face shield.
Well, that's the new thing, John. That's the new thing. They want to make you wear goggles now.
Wait. She's got the mask, the face shield. Yeah. The windows are rolled up. She's in the car by herself. Her hands are on the steering wheel. There's a fucking cigarette sticking out of this.
No ventilation, John.
What the fuck is she doing? She's smoking it like this.
That's crazy.
People of this virus got people fucking nuts.
Sick. They're sick. They're sick. I also
they are so scared. These people are so fucking scared. I refuse to wear that fucking mask. I won't wear it anywhere.
Yeah, but here in New York,
so far, the only place anybody said something was Walmart. And she said, you got to have a mask. I said, I have a medical condition. I can't wear one. She goes, well, then we can make an appointment for you to come in before everybody else. I go, no, thank you. I'm all right. I'm good. And I can't.
Yeah, but New York, you can't.
Wait, no.
You're lucky they didn't call security on you.
In New York, man, you can't do that. They'll fuck it. You can't even enter that building without a fucking.
They call the cops. They call the cops on you.
Yeah, but if you say you have a medical,
they call the cops.
If you say
you don't got to worry about the cops in New York, George. The people attack you. You don't have to worry about the fucking cops.
There are no cops in New York. They're all left.
People lose their shit. You don't got a mask on.
I had an old man tell me 6 feet, because I went around a corner and he went around the corner.
John, I had the mask.
I gotta say
the mask
something
over here. I got yelled at Home Depot.
But listen, the fact that someone would say something like that to Jimmy or to Greg, they don't look like wimpy guys. Like, they look like tough, badass guys. Like, I wouldn't have the audacity if I was a regular guy to like just start like spouting out, rules to you guys and putting you down. I mean, you could pull a gun out and blow their fucking brains out. I mean, people are crazy.
It's coming. It's coming. I'm telling you, somebody's going to do something.
Yep.
It's people today are taking it upon themselves. You know why? Because you got people like Mayor de Blasio saying, and snitches get stitches. Well, not in this case. Snitches get props. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Oh, really? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so
yeah.
it's
They
like
want you to tell on your neighbor.
It's Nazi Germany again. I'm telling you.
Meanwhile, at a party here, they'll call the cops on you.
Meanwhile, de Blasio locked up all the corona patients in the nursing homes.
But this is how people want to know how did Nazi Germany happen? How did all these people give up all the and because that's what happens. They become brainwashed.
Yeah, but there's other Jews. It was other Jews in
Yugoslavia. Go just look at what Yugoslavia. That was the most recent. Look at
I saw that woman who did that video. It was pretty interesting. She basically said it was exactly the same. They created the same scenario, and that's how they wound up in with all their issues there.
Exactly.
But you got to have rats, though. That's how it works.
There's always rats, though. You know that, Greg.
Those fucking Nazi kids and all that shit. I knew a guy who was a Hitler Youth, and he tells you.
Yeah, but those kids were brainwashed. Those kids were brainwashed. But I'm talking about the people who just decided.
But these people are brainwashed. These people are brainwashed. They really believe that this virus is so fucking. It's like that's floating in the air.
Yeah.
That's what they believe. It's floating in the air.
I think it's floating in Jimmy's. Greg. I think it's floating in Jimmy's urinary tract. That's what happened.
Well, now I know where to go. We caused the fucking toilet paper crisis.
Jimmy had to pee out the fucking coronavirus.
It's the fucking
like
media, bro. It's the.
Wait, hey, Jimmy, tell the story about what happened at the hospital.
Buy that toilet paper.
By the way, guys, here's one of Jimmy's kidney stones that he peed out. I wanted to show it to you. This was the small one too. I don't know how he got it out. It's a little sharp, but
hold on, Jimmy, tell us what. Did you tell the story of the hospital?
The other one? Here's the other one.
The only reason he's able
Those
to
are the two kidney stones he peed out.
The only reason
Blackman's was a little bigger than this one.
The only reason he can pass the stone that size is because he used to do that exercise with the wet towel.
That's right, where he's. Tell him what that exercise was. He used to hang a metal.
I'm having a major
Scotch tape rack from his penis and try to lift it up.
Kegel exercises.
Oh, what Shangway? What's that called? Shangway?
Hey, I was there. I spotted him.
I got no volume.
Greg made him do force reps.
Fucking what everybody say.
Weston would have wanted to have spotted him with that. Are you kidding me?
All right. So when did the pain start, Jimmy?
Oh my god.
Jimmy, when did the pain start?
No volume over here.
Again, he can't hear us, this guy. Can you hear me? All right. I mean,
I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Maybe Greg can translate.
I'm kicking him out.
Yours going. I can't hear.
I'm kicking him out again. It's driving him crazy every time I kick him out too. But
because he's going to be texting me.
I guarantee you, it's his phone. It has nothing to do with the StreamYard. I guarantee it.
Well, yeah, probably.
He's funny. Holy fuck.
Oh, man.
So, did he tell the story about when at the hospital when they tried to put the IV in him?
No, well, that's what I'm waiting for. We're waiting for the story. Every time he comes back, he distracts.
All right, when he gets on, just tell him 1, 2, 3, go, Jimmy.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No, Greg. Greg's the only way he can only hear Greg.
So, Greg, what's going on with you in the throat? Everything good?
Yeah, I still have to go do all these checkups and everything. So far, so good. But I'm still healing. I got scar tissue. Feels like I got 2 fingers down my throat all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's not Lucia.
The alternative is better. I mean, well, the alternative is worse. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And tomorrow, I become officially 60 years old. So.
Oh wow! Really? Wow. August 5th, huh?
August 5th.
Congrats! Happy birthday, man! Wow.
Thank you. I don't really celebrate my birthday.
Neither do I. But
when you're kids,
I am right behind you, brother. In October.
That's crazy. I can't believe both of you guys. And Mr. G, you're already 60, right?
Yeah, and so is Jimmy the Bull.
Yeah, I'm 62.
I'll be the young guy.
How old are you, Dave? 52?
52. Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Oh,
Dave, I
I
remember
think I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Tell the kidney story, the kidney stone story.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm in the middle of a tropical storm, 80-mile-an-hour winds outside.
All right, just tell the story.
Me too.
Don't delay.
Looking away right now. A big branch of a tree just flew by my window.
Don't delay. Tell the story.
Is anybody riding?
I just saw some fucking broad on a broom.
Miss Gulch.
Jimmy, would you tell the story already? Come on, we're all waiting.
You know what Mr. G is? It can't stand this anymore.
We've been waiting the whole week. Come on, Jimmy, tell the story.
I'm gonna tell you the fucking story. I tell you the story. So when you text that Monday, you said you bumped the show up instead of Tuesday.
Right.
Right. Of all the fucking days, I get up in the morning, I got like a pain down in my lower intestines over here, right above my penis, right? So I'm like, oh shit, I'm feeling the pain. I go, oh man, please, Lord, I hope that ain't what I think it is, because I had so many of them already. I know what it is now.
Oh, so you knew? Okay.
So yeah, so I you never know though, Dave. So anyway, as the hours were passing by, like 10, 11, I was getting really bad. I called my friend Jake. I said, yo, you got to come take me to the fucking hospital. I said, I'm in severe pain. I was on my knees in the kitchen. I jumped in the shower. I tried to shower to relieve the pain and everything. So he came over, he threw me in the car. I'm laying in the fucking car, my feet all over the dashboard. I was so much fucking pain. Then he goes down to the V, drops me off. And he waits outside the emergency room. I go in and I start yelling at everybody. I says, please, I'm in extreme pain. And well, you got to check in, sir. I says, check in. I says, I can't even stand up. I'm on my fucking, let me check in. She goes,
That's my dad. That's my dad right there.
Yeah. You
wants to be
the
instantly
triage.
serviced. Yeah.
Yeah, I want it. Yeah, instant. I'm in fucking extreme pain, Dave. So now the guys tell me go to the tree. I go to the tree. So I go in there, some fucking old guy, right? I got to sit there in a chair, and I'm all fucked up. I'm in pain. I'm on a chair like this. And the guy's asking me all these questions and shit. He goes, "Have you been out of the country lately?" No, motherfucker. I said, I just got the kidney stone. I just gotta. Please, I said, could you just hurry the fuck up? He's got the blood pressure on. He goes, "Oh my God, 165 over 107." I said, "Yeah, no kidding." I said, "What do you look at me?" I said, why do you think my blood pressure's up? I said, "Give me the fucking roll right here." Right, so the guy, so then they had to call Jake because he was outside. He said, "You got to calm your friend down, man. He's irate." I said, "Irate?" I said, "You're asking me when the last time I was in the country, what girl I kissed, what did I eat this morning? I'm fucking dying over here in pain. I'm fucking sweating. My blood pressure's through the fucking roof. And you're asking me if I was out of the state? Are you kidding?" So finally, they all come out of the nurse. They drag me into the fucking emergency room. I'm on the gurney now. I'm all over the gurney. I got my feet up all over here. I'm all over the fucking gurney. And then the fucking nurse comes over. She says, "Calm down." I says, "Calm down." I said, "You kidding me?" She goes, "We got to give you an IV." I said, "I ain't got no fucking IV. I don't want no IV." "Well, we have to give it to you just in case." I said, "I don't need it. I need a CAT scan. I want to know what's going on in here. That's what I want." She goes, "Well, we got to get in." I said, "I don't have the fucking IV." All of a sudden, the other nurses came around, and I was like 6 nurses around. Now this nurse walks over to me, and I'm on the fucking gurney, Dave, like this, right?
Do you have your mask on, Jimmy?
No mask, right? So I'm on the gurney, and the lady comes over, and she starts pressing on my stomach like this. "Does this hurt?" I looked at Jake because he was standing there, and I said, "Does this hurt?" I said, "Ma'am, could you see me? I mean, does this hurt?" I said, I can't even see straight, So finally, they took me downstairs. They put me in the CAT scan. I was squirming. The guy's telling me to stay still in the CAT scan. I couldn't even stay still in the CAT scan. I'm fucking all over the fucking thing. I'm fucking grabbing onto the fucking ring. I'm doing everything, right? So finally,
hold on, Jimmy. What would you like compare the pain to? Like what kind of pain would it be comparable to?
Giving birth?
It would feel like if somebody took one of those rotor-rooted things.
Yeah.
Shoved it up my ass and held it in there, like this. Fucking, that's what it felt, because you gotta piss and shit constantly. So just imagine because it's in the lower, it's coming down the tube into the intestine. You feel like you gotta shit and pee at the same time. I'm constantly on the bowl. I couldn't even go to the bathroom anymore. I had nothing left. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So they get me back in there, and I had to wait. So the lady finally gave me some painkillers, orally. I took them, and I'm waiting there. Then they come back up with the results to the CAT scan. She says, "Yeah." She says, you got a kidney stone." I says, "Well, that's good," because the one guy, the nurse, he thought I was having a fucking heart attack. He said, "This guy's having a heart attack." It was a male nurse. I said, "A heart attack?" I said, "The pain's in my balls, not my chest." "What do you mean a fucking heart attack?" I said, "Do you see me bent over, holding my shit like this, walking around? What the heart's up here, motherfucker, not down here." hear? He's telling me I'm having a heart attack. This fucking guy. That's why you got to watch those fucking hospitals, man, because they don't know. You never know what's going to happen in those fucking hospitals. So she comes back up. She goes, all right, listen. Now this is around, I don't know, 4 in the afternoon. She says, you go home. She says, the good news is we don't see any more stones in there. This is the last one. I said, thank God. It's 4 years now. I get them every year. Go home. She says it's passable. She said it's 3-4 centimeters, whatever.
Get out.
So I go home. I was in pain, popping painkillers, drinking beer, drinking water, fucking everything I could possibly try to flush this shit out. I fucking had those pain all night till fucking 12, 1, 2 in the morning. I'm sitting on the bowl. I'm trying to poop, but I couldn't, because the pain was so bad. I mean, my hand started swelling up. I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna make it through the fucking night. I there's no way. I can't take the pain. I was praying to God. I was, Lord, please stop this. This has been going on since 8 this morning. It's 2 in the morning. I can't handle it no more. I can't, So finally, 6, 7 in the morning, I get up and I'm like, I don't feel the pain. I'm like, holy shit. Okay, maybe it's the painkiller. Maybe it ain't. I don't know. Let me go piss. So I get on the fucking toilet. I piss. And then I feel like they come out of that chute like a, come right through my penis. I was like, oh shit! And I look at the toilet, and there it is, this fucking stone. I said it to my doctor.
I thought you passed 2 of them though. I thought you passed 2 stones.
No, that was one big one, Dave. I went in the toilet, I took it out, and I put it on the counter.
Oh,
and it split in half. Yeah, I had to get it out because they wanted to send it to the VA. So the only way to get it out is they're gonna stick my hand in it. So I sent it to my doctor.
Did you put a glove on at least?
Nah, I just went right in and grabbed it.
You should have gotten that trainer from Blackman.
Well, yeah, I was gonna send one to Blackman and one to you. So anyway, I said it.
He has a strainer in his bag. He could have handed you the strainer.
Yeah, that's right.
They did give me the strainer.
Actually, he would have held it for you.
Listen,
you could. Why don't you put that thing on eBay? Put the kidney stone on eBay. I guarantee you.
I'll bet he sells it.
I bet he sells it. Yeah, I bet someone of the fans will buy it.
Oh, somebody will buy it. There's no doubt. But anyway, when I left the VA, John, they give you a stack of papers like this, and then they give you those fucking paint cups, with the screen. It looks like screen paint or whatever. That's what it is. You're supposed to piss through that. How can you piss through that? I'm on the fucking ball every fucking 5 minutes. You can't throw the thing, man. So I walked out of the VA. I threw them right in the fucking garbage, man. So thank God. I sent the picture to my doc. I sent it to you too, Dave. So I sent it to my doctor. My doctor. My doctor goes, Jimmy, if you could pass that, you could pass anything. Don't worry about kidney stones. He told me, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say most people probably would have needed surgery to pass that stone.
Telling you,
Dave printed the picture out, and now he has it on the wall in a frame.
That's right.
Yeah,
yeah, when people come over my house, they think it's a meteorite from space.
I said it. My cousin Jimmy, he gets them all the time too. When I sent him the picture, and he was like, "How the hell did you pass that?" Because he gets them all the time. He gets like little ones, like a grain of salt, a little bigger. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you,
that thing was a fucking meteorite.
John, I thought I thought those stones were big when I saw them. Now when I hear that those 2 stones were 1 stone, I'm horrified.
That's crazy. It's like a pebble. Like the size of a pebble.
Dude, my dick hurts hearing that shit.
Oh, it was like it was almost the size of an eraser head. A little smaller than an eraser head.
Now, when you pass a stone like that, Jimmy, are you instantly out of pain? Is it like all of a sudden now you feel great?
Dave, like just instant fucking relief.
Wow.
You pass it, and all of a sudden, huh?
Doesn't your dick hurt from that thing going through there with all those sharp edges?
I'll tell you what hurts, John. It's not the penis, all right? Because I blew so many loads in my life that I got a nice canal over there. So, the thing is, it's just I got a nice size canal. So anyway, where it hurts is when it comes down the uterus. Into the lower
uterus. I don't think you have a uterus. You might have I didn't know you had a uterus. He's a hermaphrodite. Yeah, it does explain everything.
Well, look, it's like having a fucking baby. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? So the answer to your what is it called?
Ureter.
Oh,
Ureta.
Okay. So
Ureter. Yeah.
Urethra. Spell it too.
Right, so
No,
what
I think
happens
it's the ureter was the real painful. It comes
urethra
out of
or
the kidney.
urethra? There's two
Well, it
different-
comes out of the kidney into the ureter, and then it goes into the urinary. Then it goes out. Well, yeah, maybe it is the urethra, but it's probably the part that the small part.
And then it goes into the bladder, Dave. Then it goes down to
Right,
have to go
right.
down
But where is the pain occurring? Is the pain occurring in your urethra or in the ureter?
Yes,
in your
so-
uterus, he's saying.
Well, what's the difference between the urethra and the ureter? What's the difference between
Well,
those? Just one pipe.
like you said, it's after the urinary bladder. Is the stone in your bladder, or was the stone in your kidney that came
The
out?
tube of his dick. It hurt.
So what
the tube
happens
of his
is
dick.
in his uterus.
it starts in the kidney, and then it goes down. I guess the first tube, which is what is that? The
Ureter.
The urina comes down out, and then it goes into the bladder, and you got like a little relief for pain at that moment because it's in the bladder, and then it comes down that second pipe, out to the, yeah, that's so that it's not the bladder when it hurts or in the kidney, it's when it's coming down that pipeline. That's the.
How's it feel in the uterus?
Once it's like down, like almost ready to come out, you don't really feel it. You know what I mean? Like it's when it's ready to shoot out. It's only coming down that pipe. It's a son of a bitch, man. The answer to your question is no. My penis ain't sore. The pipe is sore from it scraping its way through that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's
So you're sore for. No, some people do. I never did. So but I'll be sore for a couple of days. You could feel like in the kidney area, you could feel like you're sore because it's not supposed to have a meteorite traveling through your fucking urethra. You know what I mean? So it's bad, man. You sweat.
Well, thank God you're
Some people get.
There's the right. So there's your physiology. So the top part of your kidneys, you see it goes from the kidneys. That long tube is your ureter down into your bladder, and it goes out of your urethra. There you go.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly
Dude, I'm fixing my dick right now just hearing this shit.
So, Dave, what does Jimmy got to do? He got to drink more water?
Yeah, well, I'm sure eating
water.
hot dogs. Probably eating hot dogs doesn't help. I'm sure, right?
No. They told me it's calcium deposits, but I don't drink water. So the nurse, when I was leaving the emergency room, she's like, "Listen, James, you have to at least drink 3 bottles a day, at least minimum." She says,
What did he call you?
James.
Huh? James.
What'd she call you, James?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's my birthday.
I'm drinking right now.
I've never heard anybody ever in my life call you James.
I know.
I don't even think your mother.
No, she must like you.
Did anyone?
She must like you,
James.
I have a couple of friends that call me James. Yeah.
And
actually, my ex girlfriend, she'll call me James.
Here's a better diagram. Oh, that's not the right diagram.
I didn't know that, Jimmy. You Jimmy the Bull to me. That's all I ever know you as.
I know. Yeah. Well, it's my that's what my birth name is, James.
Right up until my father started losing consciousness, he always would ask me, "How's your friend the Bull?" Always wanted to know how the Bull was doing. He never knew.
Holy Christ, but the kidney picture.
There it is. That's a better picture. That's a better picture, guys. So
yeah, it is.
There's your kidneys up there, and then you can see the ureter here, which is usually where the stones occur. But then they could also occur outside of the bladder in the urethra. So you probably had them all, going through the whole system. You might have had the ones in your ureter there for a year or something like that.
Well, no, it was in the kidney because they had to work its way. They took the CAT scan. They saw it in that tube.
Right.
So it was in there. Yeah. So
the
fucked up thing is if you don't, if it's too big and it gets caught in that tube, you're in serious trouble. What happens is the urine starts to back up, and then my right kidney was already swollen. They told me it was swollen already, just from that stone. But I didn't have the urine blockage. But that can happen, and that's dangerous.
Now, what do they do? They can go in there. They can use the I think Blackman had it done, right? The ultrasound. They break it up with with sound waves.
Yep.
Am I the only one that can still see that fucking kidney? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so they break it up, or like the last time I had it, when I was just standing in the hallway dying in the fucking pain, the male nurse came over to me, and he said that we got to take him down for a CAT scan. They wheeled me down in the wheelchair because I was all over the fucking place.
Right.
And when I came back up and I finally got the results, I was still standing in the hallway because I didn't go in the emergency room, inside the room. And he comes over to me, he goes, "James, I got some some news. I said, yeah, what's up, please? Because I'm fucking in a lot of pain, you know. Because you don't know, it could be an appendix. You don't know. You know what I mean? So you have to get it checked. So I'm standing there. I go, what's up, man? Just spit it out. What the fuck? What? Tell me. You know, he's like, well, he goes, it's a kidney stone. I said, okay, good. He goes, but it's a little big. He goes, we might have to go in and get it. I says, what do you fucking mean go in and get it? I'm thinking ultrasound. You know? He
was gonna have a nurse come in.
He goes, I don't know if he was gay or what. He goes, no, we got to go inside the penis and go. I said, I said, there's no fucking way on this green earth that you're going up my penis to get that fucking stone. I said, you're gonna do whatever you gotta do to get that. I don't care if you cut me open. I don't even. You ain't fucking sticking nothing up my cock, motherfucker. I said, get the fuck out of my face right now with that fucking shit. And all of a sudden, the nurse came over. And she's like, take it easy, James. She said, look, she says, you know, it's passable. It's passable. I said, well, this motherfucker says he's got to go up my penis hole. She said, no. She said, you can pass it. Holy shit.
I think you know what, Jimmy? That nurse must have heard about. He must have heard about the towel exercise.
That nurse, he would have sucked it out for you, Jimmy.
You know, John, I tried that exercise the other day, man. Went right down the towel, went right down.
You're weak. You lost all your muscle down there.
Too wet.
I got a little washcloth.
There you go. So small. Go right back up.
That's funny.
Yeah, this guy, I mean, you believe it? He's going to go up my penis.
In no time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God I'm good now. Thank God, man. So I just,
that's funny.
Everybody for being, and I want to thank you too, Dave, for texting me.
No, yeah, I was worried about you, man. I don't want to see anyone in pain, man. Greg,
man,
no one.
That was nice of you, man. That was nice of you. You know, my friend John, he was scared shit. He didn't know what to do for me.
He's the one who texted me. John texted me and said, Jimmy's losing his mind in the emergency room. I'm like, what is he doing in the emergency room? He's saying he got a kidney stone. But he won't listen to anyone. He won't let him put an IV in. He's throwing stuff. I said, you need me to call? He's like, you can't get through. He doesn't have a cell phone. I said, what?
Yeah, no, I know they took me in. Yeah, the fucking lady was standing there ready to plug me with the fucking thing. I'm like,
but you know what, Greg, you said it. Greg, you said it. It's very scary now in the hospital because you can't be with anyone. You have to go in alone, and there's no one to bounce thoughts off. And when you're in pain, you're not thinking rationally, you know?
No, you're not.
Dave, picture one, God forbid, one of your kids had to have even the most simplest thing. Yeah. I don't care if it's stitches. They won't let you or your wife sit there, and you got little kids. And without mom there or dad there, forget it.
Believe me, my wife will be in there with her. Trust me, they're kicking her out. They might kick me out. They're not going to kick her out.
They're kicking her nowhere.
No way.
No, but you know what I mean? They're crazy like that. Like if they had to knock Jimmy out, he doesn't have anybody there.
Right.
Hey, how come he doesn't have an IV? He needs water. Put a pillow under his head. He'd be by himself. It's really bad now.
Which for the people in the hospital is probably way worse not to have someone there with Jimmy because he'd be way easier to handle with someone there. I wouldn't want to be a staff member with having to deal with Jimmy alone.
Well, that's why he went out and got John, and he was out outside the emergency. You're not supposed to go in there.
They're like, we got to break the law because we got to break the rules because we can't handle this fucking guy. He's going to tear apart the emergency room.
We're like, we got to get his friend in the hallway because he's not. I wasn't conforming to nothing. I was all over the place. All over. I threw the fucking.
Can you imagine if this was 20 years ago, John? What if Jimmy was?
Oh my God!
On like 14 Adderalls a day, you know.
He would have started throwing.
He would have busted up the whole place like the Incredible Hulk.
We'd be watching him
just jerked off the fucking rock with a shot out like a bullet. Adderall, give me another.
Might have killed somebody with that thing.
Jimmy would have shot that kidney stone out like someone shooting a pellet gun at someone. Yep.
It would have went right through the fucking sheetrock wall in the hospital.
Hit the guy on the other side. What about George? Can you imagine if it was George and Bobby was try to keep Bobby out of the hospital?
Oh my God!
Holy shit! Bobby going in with a white coat on. I'll fix this myself.
Yeah, he'd sneak in. All right, so let me. Before we go, Mr. G, what's the latest, latest and greatest flavor from the Jumbo Light cookies that people can buy?
Would be the Oreo cream, cookie cream.
I have them. They're delicious. My kids would devour them. They're a little crumbly, but they taste unbelievable. So Good job with those.
I wouldn't know.
You guys will get them.
All right, John, you're getting them. I'm going to make them today.
MrPottsProtein.net. And Jimmy, when are your straps coming out?
Soon. I'll keep you updated on the whole thing. I got the straps. I got knee wraps, elbow wraps. I'm going to do the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna
and where are those going to be available? Are you going to have a website?
We're going to do that little commercial. It's going to be on, on RX. And then I'm going to have the website. Yeah, musclemobster.com. And then I have an instructional video how to use the straps.
You actually got the URL musclemobster.com?
Yeah, we bought it.
Wow.
So
good job.
I have straps being made right now with your name on it. It's going to say Jumbo Palumbo, and
I love it.
It's going to fit your wrist. Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. Too
All
bad
right.
all the fucking
Excellent.
could you shut down, but
Well, you might have to have a line of
at
those.
home now.
Not everyone wants Jimmy the Bull straps. They might want Jumbo Palumbo straps. You should sell both.
There you go.
Well, yeah, I'm actually gonna have that.
You should have a rambling freak strap too. A Greg B.
Yeah, I could do that.
Whole whack pack strap, collection.
I could do that
You could
too.
have
Fit right on. I got the guy to do it at the resources. So
You can have the Romano strap and all that.
Yeah.
All right, and Greg, what's going on with you now? Anything that we should be updated on?
Nah, same shit. I'm doing this shit with Game Face. They're the ones promoting me, with that nootropic supplement.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to tell you guys, Jimmy, a guy and George, John, all of us guys. There's a guy from Speedway, Mike, in Tom's River.
Okay.
George, if you ever went up there, it's on 37, right past Howard Johnson's.
I tell you what, I'm going to go there right now.
Go there now.
Look what I got in my hand. I got
load them up with cookies. Yeah, load them up with cookies.
I'm going to bring him a big jumbo.
There you go. Load him up with 100 cookies. Make him buy them.
Dude, he's crazy about you. He asked me about you, Jimmy. Dave, he said he's never missed an RX show. That's what
he'll probably sell Mr. G's stuff there. I'm sure he will if he loves the show.
Mike, his name is Mike from Speedway.
Okay.
Mike
does he own the place or does he just pump gas there?
No, he just works there. But I'm telling you, he was like freaking out, like no fucking way.
Well, maybe he can get your stuff in there.
With you guys down there.
Yeah.
That was last Monday when you called me. I was down there.
John, when's the next lifestyle show with you and Gaspari are?
Fitness, Fame, and Fortune with Gaspari and me.
When is that show? Next one?
We just put up Lee Labrada. We got Lee Labrada playing now, and then at the end of the week, we're going to post just Rich and me talking about the evolution in the industry and the supplement.
How does Lee feel about the fact that Hunter is now a bona fide pro who won his first pro show, just like Lee did?
We actually talk about that in the episode. Lee gave his son some great advice, and his son took it. And things have played out rather well. I mean, I think he looked pretty amazing.
But does he like the fact that he's a bodybuilder, or was he discouraging or encouraging it?
I asked him exactly that question, and you'll have to listen to the show.
Dave, what about you? Would you want your son to be a bodybuilder or no?
No, but if that's what he wanted to do, then I would certainly make sure that he did it the right way. Yeah, absolutely.
Very.
I wouldn't encourage him to do it, but like if he said, "Dad, I that's what I want to be. I want to be a pro bodybuilder. I want to do this. I'm going to give." And if he says to me, "I'm going to give it 100%," then I'm going to definitely help him. Obviously, I'm not going to.
What about Amanda? Would she back that up, or would she say, "You're going to do this"?
She probably will do everything in her power to discourage him from doing that. But you know what? At the end of the day, kids do what they want. So, if he's in the gym and I have a gym in my house and he's training like a maniac and he's eating, because that's what he loves to do. How do you tell a kid, no, you can't do that? You know what I mean?
No, but all the chemicals and shit that the guys take.
Well, I mean, initially it doesn't start like that. I think I remember interviewing Lee, and what Lee said to me was, I don't get involved in that part of it. So he doesn't even want to know from that. He knows obviously that Hunter's using, gear, but he doesn't, that's not his shtick. He helps him with.
Trainer then? Somebody's got to be telling you.
I don't know. Who is his trainer, John? Do you know?
I know he trains with another guy. I don't know. No. I don't think he's got a guru.
Oh, he doesn't have like a guru doing his.
Dave, that's because Lee doesn't want to be responsible for that stuff. That's
right.
Well, yeah, as a parent, he doesn't want to get involved with
that.
I
like Lee, but I find it hard to believe your father's.
Your son's going to be
That is the only IFBB pro father-son pro duo, if you will, alive, because Sergio Jr.'s
right.
How about Sergio? Doesn't Sergio?
Sergio's not alive.
Sergio's dead. Yeah.
So a living father-son IFBB pro family. That's the only one in existence.
Okay, wait, Dave, I got you got the eye. I know what I think.
Right.
What do you think? Who's who? I know he's still young and he's not fully developed, but he's totally different kind of build than his father. I think his father goes down as one of the greatest bodybuilders. Who would you say would win in a contest as young?
I think he's potentially better than his father because he's taller and he's bigger. And I think he actually has I think he's remarkably similar to his father. He looks very much like him on stage.
Yeah, he looks. I think he looks more like Rich Gaspari than.
Yeah, but you know what's funny though? When I was with Legrada was at my house for for 3 days down in 1987, just 88 before the 88 Mr. Olympia, right. And he was with Robin. And I remember, and not for that, I love Leo Brody. He's a great guy, and he taught me a lot of shit mentally. But I remember he was peeling the fucking. It was 2 weeks before the Olympia, and he was peeling like fucking hard-boiled eggs and eating them, and he was kind of bitching about it. And his wife was like, "Listen, if you're gonna, this is what you chose to do. I don't, like I kind of don't want to hear it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But this is your choice." Because everybody else is over there eating gavadils and shit, and I took his whole family out to dinner. His whole family.
Greg's fed the top IFBB pros of the 80s and 90s at his house.
Well, I ran shows. I got pictures right here on the other side.
I know you got the old program probably from 1965.
My mother used to make Lee Haney spaghetti and meatballs when he stayed here.
I think he had Eugene Sandow at his house for dinner one Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Milo of Croton over it.
Steve Reeves was his training partner back in the 60s.
Steve Reeves was born in Greg's bathtub.
No, but it's just find it hard to believe.
It was the only house that had warm water.
Yeah. And a TV and a black and white TV. But, all right, well, guys, thank you for those great stories, Jimmy. I'm glad you're feeling better, and
you made it bold.
Thank you, Dave.
No more drink your 3 bottles of water every day,
please,
and have that be a lesson everyone out there. Drink your 3 bottles, or you're gonna wind up with like Jimmy in an emergency room with kidney stones. I'm Dave Palumbo.
I'm gonna meet him next week and bring him a cooler filled with a cool gift.
Right.
Cooler with Gatorade and everything.
My cookie, George.
You'll send him his cookies, exactly.
You should make a kidney stone cookie.
There you go.
Never get kidney stone.
The anti-kidney stone cookie. Prevents kidney
stone. Put it on the top and make it topping.
Yeah.
Make like chocolate chip kidney
stone. Like crumbles. Yeah, exactly.
I'll put it in a wrap.
It's called an Entenmann's cake. I'm Dave Palumbo for John Romano, Mr. G, Greg Valentino, and the Iron Bull, Jimmy the Bull. We'll see you next week.